It all started when 4 of Minecraft's deadliest players logged onto the server for the first time. With the sole goal of causing complete chaos, no one dared to stand in their way. Except for one person. See, Slushy was tired of the reign of terror these players had brought onto the server, but he realized that he couldn't take them on alone, and that sheer numbers wouldn't be enough. So he gathered everyone at spawn to make an announcement.
A group of guests joined our server and formed a team that we are calling the M's. Not just because all of their names start with M, but also because they have a desire for murder. This fight between some people and their side is not necessarily going in our favor. We recently went through an election, and we elected Archdamage. Other than having the cloak, you have the ability to make 2 rules that the server must follow. But as we approach times of dire need, times where players want nothing more than to obtain power for themselves and see the rest burn, times come where things are in need of change. I think that it's important that people in this war upcoming choose their sides wisely. I'd like to announce the second rule, that anybody who associates with that side is to be exiled from the server spawn until further notice.
If you didn't really understand what was happening in Slushy's Yap Fest, let me sum it up for you. Basically, a while back, we had an election, and me and my teammate Archdamage had won that election, making him the president and holder of the cloak. See, on the Glitch SMP, we have 26 unique glitches, all with their own abilities that completely break the game. So, along with having buff glitches, the holder of the cloak could make 2 server-wide rules that had to be followed. For example, Archer's first rule was to ban all contracts and IOUs.
The first set in stone policy is IOUs contracts, that's getting scrapped, okay? We don't need that.
So Slushy had made a deal with Arch so he could temporarily use the chestplate against the fight with the M's. Now, after announcing this, it turns out the bloodthirsty killers don't care about the rules, and they actually ended up driving Slushy and his allies out of spawn.
Is that
Aura? Is that Aura?
Now, all of this kinda confused me. Arch is supposed to be my closest teammate, but he had made a pretty substantial deal behind my back, and he didn't let me, let alone the rest of our team, know. Now, I was feeling a bit wary of Arch, and so were Cats and Mixie. So after the war ended, and the M's kinda just left, Slushy finally revealed the terms of the deal he made with Arch.
Hi.
I won't lie, I've been dreading this moment since we made this deal.
Oh, I know. But, you know, it's time to pay up.
Yeah, the deal we made to stop the M's, to put an end to their reign of terror for the sake of having fun. I was going to be able to temporarily borrow. From the beginning, I've had a couple things that have meant a lot to me. Unfortunately, they no longer belong to me.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
And Arch and I agreed that because of the trouble I've caused in the past for this server, whether it's been in good faith or not, the second rule will be the permanent exiling of me.
Alright? My entire presidency was built on the truth, alright? And honesty, and trying to help you guys genuinely. The only way I can really think to do that was to get rid of one of the main sources of the problems on the server.
None of this made sense to me. Sure, Slushy is usually at the forefront of all the server's conflicts, but 9 times out of 10, he was on the right side. And even though Arch knows we're allied with Slushy's team, he went ahead and did this anyways, without consulting us. Like, I'm supposed to be his vice president.
Oh yeah, by the way, I made Aspen my vice president.
What? Yeah, so just out of nowhere, he casually drops that he made our main opposition in the elections his right-hand man, along with Arch convincing us to jump another player for literally no reason. I'm dead. Okay.
Okay.
That's so lame, dude. I was kind of tired of Arch's shenanigans. Before I could think of what my next plan of action was, Cats called me and Mixie for a little meeting.
After the fight, a bit after the fight, Shadow came up to me and was like, So why did you try to jump us? And well, you know, I just told him because he's a poo-poo head. And he was basically saying like, why you like teamed with Arch? He's not a good president. Blah blah blah.
Well, we
He's
know
like,
that.
Yeah, we know that. That's pretty obvious. And he's like, well, I've gathered a group of people to help me locate Slushy. So then he asked if I wanted to help, and of course I do. I didn't want to like leave you two, right? So then I asked him, can I bring TJ and Mixie along for the ride? And he was like, okay, if you convince him that Arch is a dictator and he's not a good person, then yeah, sure.
Well,
I mean, after everyone sticks to this video,
we're pretty convinced.
Yeah.
So he's the
Okay, hang on.
dictator. We know
Should we bring Shadow into the conversation like right now?
1 second, let me get OBS open.
Oh,
Yeah, whip out your OBS. Time to get jumped again, man.
Yeah, whip it out.
Suddenly, Archie's gonna appear in the corner.
okay. So basically, so after you told me about the stuff yesterday, I spoke to TJ and Mixie. They both also think that Arch is a massive dictator and not a good president in the slightest.
We've been known.
We've known of that. Okay, so yeah, we would be down to help your squad find Slushy.
Oh, true. I should have them on then.
In a different world. It's just for effect.
Wherever it is.
Just look around.
We all searched for ages, hyper-analyzing every single clue we could, until finally,
Dude, oh my god, he's here! He's actually here!
We're taking a screenshot with a homeless man.
Yes!
after finding Slushy, we were kind of adopted into his team, but this also meant we were betraying Arch. And it's not very subtle that being alone on a server with Slushy's entire team is kind of a dead giveaway. So, I'ma be real low-key, see if you can get info since we may be cooked. Now, you may notice I'm not actually in that screenshot. That's because I kind of went to sleep 45 minutes into the search, but this also meant Arch still kind of trusted me. Then it was time for Slushy to announce to the entire server that he was back and that we had all formed one big team with the sole goal of removing every single glitch on the server. Along with this, Slushy also expressed his disdain for Arch's presidency, and he got Recalling Man, one of the most evil players on the server, to back his claims.
I'd say the best way to describe it is just using the word honesty. People lie on this server, obviously. The glitches empower people, or people want to use the glitches to pursue their own goals and get their own benefits, and so on and so forth. The list goes on and on for things that people have done. But honesty should have a deeper meaning to some of you, people who were here for the election. There was one player in particular who championed honesty like it was his only value. The current elected president of the Glitch SMP. Arch Damage. Team Honesty, by the way. But one thing that was made very apparent, the promises to make spawn better, the promises to make public farms. Unfortunately, it's been 2 months, and I don't know about you guys, but this place looks more or less the exact same, if not worse in some places. I truly wanted to understand, you know, I wanted to look into his mind and understand why he felt like it was okay to lie to all the people of this server and then still try and play the victim. Arch's entire campaign was built on the notion that IOUs and contracts would forever be disabled. Under his ruling, he would make sure that no one was ever held down by a contract or an IOU again. Now, what if I told you that he had made a deal with Recalling Men, that if he was to have received over half of the glitches on the server, over half, including the new ones, he would not only revoke the rule for IOUs being disabled, but he would allow past IOUs to be re-enabled, and he would give Recalling Man the open rule spot.
Now, to be honest, I didn't really care about our goal of removing every single glitch. I mean, sure, the glitches cause a lot of conflict, but they also make the server special. And after that entire speech, Arch pulled me into a private VC to talk.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Arch.
So, we never really got to talk, and you haven't really betrayed me yet, I want to say.
Okay. I've been waiting to officially join until I heard your side of the story. I've only heard it from theirs. So far, what they're saying is pretty compelling, though. And then
I
after,
know 100%. I'd agree. And what I've said probably doesn't help at all. But the recalling man stuff isn't real.
Okay.
I don't know where he's. I'm being. Me and recalling man talked about it, but we were joking around in a call. I'm being so serious. Like that is the, like out of everything he's probably said. Like yeah, I didn't really do much. Whatever. If that's all fine, that's the one thing he was lying about. Like that was a big thing against me. See, I'm gonna be real. Like you're quote like when I heard that you might be betraying me, that junk hurt, man.
Yeah.
Like I was nothing but look. As much as I wasn't a great president, I was never a bad teammate. I was nothing but loyal to all of you guys, and you all just threw me aside like I was nothing.
I didn't really understand the entire thing of exiling Slushy. I backed you in the election because I fully believed that you would make real change for the server, and I just haven't seen anything.
My problem with that was, for me, removing Slushy was to show that, hey, guys, I'm serious about helping this out. I didn't remove Slushy. I even told Slushy this. I didn't remove Slushy because I want Slushy gone. I just wanted to make an example out of him. Like, look, I've not done I haven't done much as president, and that's my fault, but you guys were my team, and you guys didn't talk to me about it. Like, and now let's be real. Not one of you guys ever said, hey, I want to start doing stuff as, like, can we start knuckling down and do stuff?
That's fair.
Because as much as you relied on me, I relied on you guys, and you all just cast me aside like I was not, which is why I was so I lost all feeling, man. I was like, fine, I'll drop Mixtaku.
Slushy is very set on glitches being the main thing that's wrong with the server.
That's like when rich people say money isn't everything. It's easy to talk when you're in a position, when you're in that position of power, alright? Glitches are what makes this server special, and the fact that he wants to get rid of them before letting everyone experience them and make their own decision is ridiculous to me. I'm gonna be real, I want a team with you. We started this together. My ideal goal is you go, you know what, Slushy, I'm sorry, I want a team with you. If you don't want a team, that's fine, and you want a team with Slushy, that's okay. But I just want you to tell me that, and then, I'm gonna be real, as much as it's gonna hurt me, I'm gonna treat you like an arm, alright? Because that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah. I really didn't know what to do. Arch gave me till the end of the day to come up with an answer, so I started weighing my options. Slushy's team was by far the strongest on the server, but I didn't really agree with the goal of removing all the glitches. On the other hand, Arch was still present, making him one of the strongest individual players. Plus, maybe he could turn around and start doing all the things he promised to do during the election. But Cats and Mixie, the only two people on the server I trust more than Arch, were dead set on staying with Slushy. So I was torn between continuing what I started with Arch and being with my two closest friends. One thing I should have realized was that Arch wasn't the only person against us now. A large majority of the server disagreed with Slushy and his goal.
Trick.
Okay,
Oh,
we're in fight. Hex.
They even started breaking server rules to take us down. Dude, all three of them are on me.
Okay, this has to be against Arch's rules, right?
Yeah, it is. It just is against
It
our
literally
rules.
is.
We managed to come out mostly unscathed, but this made me already second guess myself. Since everyone on the team was already on board with removing the glitches, I had to help or I would be teamless. But luckily, they already had a plan. While Slushy was in exile, he used the diffuser glitch to create an item known as the Mace of Malfunction, giving the wielder the ability to temporarily diffuse all glitches on the server, but preventing him from using any glitches himself. But Slushy didn't want to just diffuse the glitches. He wanted to delete them permanently, and he believed the mace combined with the chestplate's power could be the key to doing so. Now, there's no way Arch would willingly give up the chestplate, so the plan was for Slushy to get Arch to meet, where he would give Arch the mace. Yeah, I know, bear with me here. Dropping Arch the mace would allow Slushy to use glitches again, where in turn he would equip two of the strongest glitches on the server. Soul Splitter and Telekinesis, a combo discovered by Newfly, was the key to ending Arch's reign once and for all. Soul Splitter disconnects the player from their body, making them vulnerable. The only way to reconnect is by punching their body, but Telekinesis glitch allows you to grab someone and move them where you please. So by soul splitting Arch, then putting his body underground, he wouldn't be able to reconnect, letting his body die from suffocation and leaving us with the mace and the chestplate. I don't know why, but in our team group chat, Slushy's talking about death and how he's definitely going to die. I mean, no, the trade with Arch should go fine. I mean, he's just gonna soul splitter and then suffocate him or whatever, and then Arch isn't gonna have the chestplate anymore. For this plan to work, Arch had to feel completely comfortable. So to keep suspicions down, it could only be Slushy and Arch online, leaving the rest of us to wait until we heard anything. Oh, okay. Slushy just said to log on. I was confused. The plan went almost perfectly. I logged on to see, yes, Arch was underground suffocating, but no matter what, he just wouldn't die, continuing to pop totems in what seemed like an infinite cycle. No one really knew what to do. Arch had used the chestplate's power in tandem with the dupe glitch to stack totems. The problem is we didn't know how many totems he had, but as the seconds ticked by, Arch was getting more and more desperate.
Please. I was literally we were literally about to give up. We were about to work together. Break me out. Slushy, please. Bro, TJ, break me out. Someone break me out.
How many
Famous,
times?
I will give you the mace. I'll give you anything. Break me out.
In exchange for his freedom, he started promising to destroy the mace. Then, a few seconds later, promised to give the mace to whoever freed him. With every plea, Arch became more and more desperate, but I also started feeling more and more guilty. I'm the one that supported him in the presidential race in the first place. I'm part of the reason he is in this position right now. I'd be lying if I said part of me didn't want to break Arch out, but I knew he was just manipulating me.
Why is Utterly here? Because they're a valuable member of the server and an ex not very valued by you member of your team. So they chose a team that would
I've
value.
been nothing but loyal to my team all the time, 100% every single time.
With anyone who was
They
on this
betrayed
team
me.
after this.
Cat's existence betrayed me. TJ betrayed me. I was nothing but loyal to Aspen betrayed me. I did everything I could in my power to help them. Every time.
We waited over an hour for Arch to die. Then eventually the inevitable happened.
Let's just wait for me to die.
Yeah, I'm waiting. It doesn't matter what kind of player you are, you can be involved in anything. But Arch has involved himself in the worst. Arch, listen, bro. You're dead, bro. Just
No,
you're dead.
listen.
You're dead.
No, I'm not. No.